Good morning, children. All right, so as I told you the other day, we're going to skip chapter 7 and 8. I've already taught all of that. You guys can work on that on your own time. I'm not collecting it, I'm not grading it, but I hope you take the time to do it because it's a great math review. And you can never review math too much. But today we're going to start on chapter 9, lesson 1, page 501. So you should get out your math workbooks now so you can be looking at it when I'm teaching you. The big idea for today is a word called decompose. We talked about decomposing when we talked about animals and plants when they die, how they decompose and they break down into the ground. Their remains break down once they die. Well, in math, decompose also means break down. Same thing, we're just going to break down, but instead of breaking down dead animals and plants, we're going to break down numbers, specifically factors in a multiplication sentence. All right, so here we go. On the board, I made an array. You know how great I am at drawing. So I have my array here of 7 times 8. So I have 7 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I have 8 columns, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 7 times 8. Now you guys probably already know the answer, but just imagine that the number was much bigger. Imagine that it was 17 times 8. That would be really hard to do. Somebody wants to come to math class. That would be really hard to do in your head or even on paper. So this is just a way to make multiplying those big numbers easier. All right, so you could break down, you could choose whichever factor you want to break down. You could choose the first one or the second one. It doesn't matter. I usually choose the bigger one. So I'm going to break down the 8, and I'm going to break it down. If I divide 8 up, I'm going to divide it into 2 parts. One part will be 5, and the other part will be 3, because 5 plus 3 equals 8. What I break it down has to equal the same number. So I'm going to break it down into 5 and 3. So I'm going to make my chop line. This is my columns. I'm going to chop my columns right here so that I have 5 columns on this side and 3 columns on that side. 5 and 3, because 5 plus 3 equals 8. So now my original problem was 7 times 8. I still have 7 rows, but now I only have 5 columns. So I have 7 rows times 5 columns, plus this side is 7 rows times 3 columns. Okay? So now 7 times 8 equals, and it says the same thing. This is 7 times 5 plus 7 times 3 is the same thing as saying 7 times 8. They're equal. But this one's kind of a little bit easier to do the multiplication, because 7 times 5 is easy. When you're doing the math in these problems, you make these little lines. 7 times 5 is 35. Drop down the plus sign, plus 7 times 3 is 21. And then you just add those two numbers together. 35 plus 21 is, whoops, that's a bad 5, is 56. 35 plus 21 is 56. So 7 times 8 equals 56. And you can bring this down now. 7 times 8 equals 56. I just wanted to show you what the lines and everything are supposed to look like when you're doing the problems. I think the problems are page 503 and 504, and you're going to do front and back and do them all. And I have a screencast next that will help you fill in all the blanks on 501 and 502. So open up your math workbooks to 501, and then you can fill in all the blanks as I teach along with you guys, okay? All right, and at the end, there's going to be a surprise, as always. All right, see you guys in a minute. Okay, everyone, you should have out page 501. This is the beginning of chapter 9, lesson 1. We're going to do some things similar to what we just did on the board. The first thing they ask us to do is to make a model of an array of 4 times 7. So I did this. Don't laugh at my circles. I have 4 rows and I have 7 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 4 times 7. Now, they're going to ask us to decompose, which I just taught you means to break apart. They want us to choose one of the factors to decompose. Why would anybody need to decompose or break apart a factor? Well, there are some numbers that they could give you. Let's say, what if this was a 14 instead of a 4? What if it said 14 instead of 4? 14 times 7. Wow, that would be really hard to do in your head, 14 times 7. They gave us an easy one, 4 times 7. I know you guys know the answer to 4 times 7 already, but we're just going to practice on an easy one so that when we do bigger, harder ones like 14, you'll already know how to do it. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to decompose one factor. You could choose whichever factor you want. You could choose the 4 or the 7. It's your choice. I always choose the bigger factor. So in this case, we choose the 7. And that's what they did. They chose the 7. And they want you to make a dividing line. So if I grab a line right here, oh, that's a big line. And I'm going to put it, see if I can turn it right here. I'm going to put my dividing line right here after the 5. All right, so I have 5 columns on this side and 2 on this side. So that gives me, on this side, I have 4 rows times 5 columns. And on this side, I still have 4 rows, but now I only have 2 columns. Easy, much easier multiplication, much easier multiplication to do. We know that 4 times 5 equals 20, and 4 times 2 equals 8. And you can see they've broken it apart here. 4 times 5 is 20, and 4 times 2 is 8. So let's fill that in. 4 times 5 is 20, 4 times 2 is 8. And when I add those two things together, I get 28. So the answer is 4 times 7 equals 28. This is just a way that you can more easily do big numbers in your head or even on paper. So here we're going to go again. This time they chose 6 times 9. So I would break apart the 9 since it's the bigger factor. I could choose either one. So we're going to decompose that 9. And it looks like the best way to decompose it would be into 1, 5, and 1, 4, because 5 plus 4 equals 9. 5 plus 4 equals 9. All right, so my new number would be 6 times 5, because I still have the same number of rows. I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows. I'm just going to break apart the columns. So I still have 6 rows times 5 columns, plus 6 rows times 4 columns. 6 times 5 equals 30, and 6 times 4 equals 24. 30 plus 24 equals 54. So 6 times 9 equals 54. There are 54 orange slices. How nice is that? Now these problems at the bottom, these word problems, you guys do your best to answer them, and I will send you the actual words over the weekend. But I think you can do it, but I'm limited. I only have 5 minutes to talk, and I may already be out of time. So anyway, you guys can work on these problems, beginning on page 503 and 504, and I hope that my explanation makes it easy for you to do those pages. Have a great day, guys. All right, our video for today is James, and he has an obstacle course to go through the tunnel, but Olivia's afraid he's going to eat the tunnel. Yes, bypass the tunnel, and he goes up the video cases all the way and into his cage. All the while, see, he picks up the corn on each level and he packs it all into his little face. Oh, gonna go down and get something else. Nope. There's no more. And then he brings it back into his home and buries it, usually under the wheel. Yep, there it goes. That's his favorite place. And all the while, this is who is watching him. What's up, Jax? Is that the hamster? What are you doing, bud? Jax has been staring at this hamster exactly like this for 1 month now. He takes naps, but then he gets back into position. Let's see where James went. Hi, James. You gonna come out and get some more, bud? Gotta wash your face a little bit? You are so cute. Come on. Come on. And come get some more? Come on. Go down your stairs. Look. Keep coming. Keep coming. All right.
Put it in the tube. Maybe it'll go.
Yay, you went through the tube. You gonna get some more stuff? All right, you got it all? Okay. Come on, let's go back. I can't do a video forever. It's not gonna load. Okay, bring it back. Come on. And there's his protector. We're not sure if he is protector or predator. We can't decide. All right, that's the end of our James obstacle course video for the day. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Jax, be nice. This is Olivia's room, by the way, so if it's messy, it's not my fault. Where you going, bud? All right, James, tell him bye. What are you doing, Jax? All right, bye, guys.